What's going on out there, drivers? This is Trucking Life with Sean. Listen, today I'm in Georgia and we're headed into Florida. We're about 60 miles from Florida and there's a hurricane that's going across Florida. Tropical storm, whatever you want to call it. But it reminded me of something I wanted to talk to you about, and that is driving tips when it's raining. It's very important that you drive safely all the time. But when you're driving in rain, I want to go over a few things with you. First off, I want to go over with you, I'm going to give you some tips. I got 6 tips on driving in heavy rain before you drive in heavy rain. So if you know it's going to be heavy rain, number one, you want to know before you go. You want to know what type of weather you're facing so you can prepare for it. You can look stuff up on the internet and try to find, like, I know there's bad weather going to be down here in Florida. I left out a little later today because I didn't want to drive right in it. It should be about halfway across Florida by now and almost to the other side. So I'm probably going to get some rain and I'm going to get some heavy winds, but it's not going to be as bad unless I left out at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I left out 3 hours later knowing it would be that way. All right, number 2. Check your DOT maps for closed roads. You can check that to find out if there's road closures, if certain things are flooded, so that way you kind of keep an update and you know. So before I get down, like I got to go to Orlando and then Savannah. So before we do that, when I get down to Orlando, I know the heaviest part was hit back toward the coast. I want to check for road closures on my DOT maps by going online and check. Number 3, and that's pre-trip. You always got to do a pre-trip, but you especially want to do it when you're driving in bad conditions. Last night I checked my tires and I had a steer tire I knew it didn't really need to be changed. So I have both steer tires put on there. Then when I got to Macon, Georgia, I stopped 100 miles later to have it retorqued. Okay, because I wanted to make sure anytime you get a tire done, you always want to retort. But now I got 2 good steer tires before I go in this rain. I noticed that one of my windshield wipers was kind of off a little bit, so I went ahead and got 2 new windshield wipers. That way I don't have to worry about it later. I'm prepared for driving this storm. Number 4, you always want to pack. You want to pack for 90-degree weather, you want to pack for 20-degree weather. It's always in trucking. You want to make sure you have a good rain jacket. Me and my partner, we made sure we both had good rain jackets when we went on this trip, because if we have to get out and get unloaded, we don't want to get our shoes soaking wet, our clothes wet. I got a pair of boots I can throw on, and that way I'm not all sour and stinky, because we're probably going to be in a lot of flooding later. All right. Number 5, you make the call. All right, you're the captain of your ship. Do not drive in bad weather. If you feel like you can't do it, pull it over. If we get these winds get real high and we're rocking, just because we're trying to make an extra dollar, we're not going to do that. We're going to pull over and we're going to stop. You make the call. Number 6, eliminate distractions before you go. So if you know it's going to be raining, we made sure our GPS was charged. We had our phone linked to our Bluetooth. We had our snacks ready, our drinks ready, so we wouldn't have to be fumbling around. Don't be trying to make that old fried bologna sandwich up right there in the microwave while you're driving, you know what I'm saying, son? Reaching back there, grabbing the mayonnaise jar and shit, putting your fingers all in it and licking your fingers. Stop doing that, drivers. Have your shit ready, you know? Hey, if you got some value from this, smash that like button, you know what I'm saying? This is good tips I'm trying to give you. Subscribe to my channel if you're new to it. I try to bring you tips on stuff, you know, that's gonna help you in a while. All right, that's before you started driving in the rain. Those are the tips. Now I got some more tips for you. Let's go over tips about driving while you're driving in the rain. All right, number 1, you should know this, people, your seatbelt. Always make your seatbelt. You should always wear that anyway, especially when it's raining. You want to have your seatbelt on. You don't want to be ejected. Number 2, keep your lights on. Always want to make sure your lights on so that way you can see good. You can see good and make sure that everything's great. So always keep your lights on. When you're driving in real heavy rain and real bad, like right now it's not that heavy. If I was a real bad storm, I would turn my radio on to the weather channel, but I keep it on low. That way I can kind of hear updates. You don't want it too loud because you don't want to be distracted. You want to pay attention if you're in really bad condition weather, right? Number 4, turn around, don't drown. If you see the road covered in water and you're not sure, you don't know how deep that is, especially down south or anywhere there's floods in Florida, it could be in Texas, anywhere. If the road's covered, you heard the saying, turn around, don't drown. Make sure you do that. Very important, drivers. Okay, number 5, just drive slower. Have you ever heard the saying, take 5? It means slow down to a minimum 5 miles an hour, minimum weather, curves, heavy traffic. That could be 20 miles an hour, but make sure you're taking 5. Take it easy. I call it take 5. Take it slower. So the best thing you can do is just slow down. Number 6, you want to keep 7 seconds of following distance. You know what that means? 7 seconds. Okay, let's say right here. All right, that car in front of us is passing that mark right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 seconds. Now we're not behind them. They're just now getting over the lane. But see, right now they're passing this time. Boom. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm 7 seconds behind this car. That's a good driving distance right now. Now I'm in the passenger seat, y'all. I'm not actually. I got a driver. See, I got a driver. Hey, what's up? See, I'm over here, driver. So if you think I'm actually doing this video, I'm driving. I'm not. But you want to stay far enough because the roads are slippery. We got a heavy load. We don't want to run into somebody. They can spin out up here, but we're going to try to stay and keep it safe. Number 7 is absolutely no cruise control, drivers. When you're driving in the rain, do not use the cruise control. That way it doesn't interfere where you're stopping. Number 8, I said it earlier before you go, is if you're just not comfortable driving in that condition, all you got to do is pull over. Hey, this video is Trucking Life with Sean. This is what my channel is all about. I'm trying to help y'all learn. I've got videos on fog, eating right, mountain driving, a lot of different things that try to make y'all succeed. If you got some value from this, if you learned anything, leave me a comment, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it. I'll see y'all next time.